Okay, so you know when your challah is good when you push it. And well, see, the problem is now that it's all eggy. Yeah, here we go. That spot. You like push it and it doesn't spring back right away. That's when you know that it's risen a good amount. So now get the egg back out. Get your brush from the sink because it's been a couple hours and now it's not all crusty. Just getting the water off of this thing. Okay, we're gonna paint it again. You kind of have to be a little bit more careful because now that it's risen more, you don't want it to like smush down, but you want to gently paint it again all over, get all the little nooks and crannies and stuff. And at this point, you're gonna want to heat up your oven. So turn that on, bake it. I like to bake it at 350. I used to bake it a little bit hotter, but I think at 350, it will be more brown. Like it gets all of it brown before it starts to burn. So, and I'm baking this in Denver, so we are at high altitude. I don't think it should matter much, but my mom baked it, she baked it at a lower temperature at sea level and it worked out okay. So probably should be okay. Bubby made it using the similar recipe. It's actually the same recipe. Okay, next, here's our second challah. I think this one looks prettier. I think the braid turned out really nice in this one. So after you set it down, it's not really, it looks like a little bit funky at the end. Like the braid isn't quite as beautiful, but I'm not gonna mess with it because I don't want it to deflate. So just keep it as it is. Yeah, the deflating part, you don't want that happening. One egg will definitely last you like multiple challahs. And you could probably do this recipe again and it barely uses up any of this. So we always have leftover egg after doing this thing. Okay, so make sure to get the under part. It's okay if you drip some of the egg on your mat. Look at how much this thing has grown. It's like huge. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is add poppy seeds. You can do something where you just spread them around. If you want to lay them out really carefully, I can show you how to do that. You just like put them on your finger and then roll your finger across, like if you can kind of do that. But I like to just randomly sprinkle them all on. You can do it with sesame seeds. Sesame seeds are a little bit bigger, so they're easier to just like place on strategically. Okay, and your egg is what's gonna make the poppy seeds stick. So while the oven is heating up, I'm gonna put the challah on the oven, like on top of the oven. So it gives it just an extra little bit of rise in case it hasn't risen all the amount that it's gonna rise. And then if it rises a little bit more, you could probably put a little bit of egg in those rises because that's where if you want it to be shiny. And if it rises more when it's in the oven, it'll expand and you'll have these spots where it's not as shiny. So you can do sesame seeds. This is sesame seeds, just plain old regular, whatever. If you wanted to put them on strategically, you could put them on your finger and then just pat them down or roll them. Or just sprinkle them on, which is normally what I do. I just sprinkle it on. I don't really care that much about where they are. I bet you could write something out like with the seeds if you were really creative. That'll be a challenge to who's ever watching this video. Show me your cool poppy seed pattern. That is what I want to see. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. I put it in the oven at 350 for about a half an hour. When it's done, you'll be able to hear it like tapping on the bottom. It'll be kind of hollow and it'll be really golden brown. That's how you know it's done in the oven. Okay, see you in a little bit after my oven gets warm.